Hi, welcome back to Pilates at Home. I'm Georgette, and today I'd like to take you through the Swan Dive. So Swan Dive is quite a challenging exercise, especially if you have any back issues. So if there's any tightness in the lower back, then do be aware that you do need to work within your body's range of motion. Just ensure that you don't create any tension or stress or strain in that lower back. You should feel actively challenged, but without any stress or strain. So as always, your body is your own responsibility. Stop if you need to. This exercise isn't for everyone. I'll also be offering some modifications. So do choose the modified option if you need to, okay? So if you do tend to have any tightness in the lower back, you may need to use a flat pillow just to help to support your abdominals as you go into this extension exercise. So you will be working all your back muscles as well as all your hip extensors, so the muscles on the back of the legs. So let's get you started, okay? So have you lying on the mat, and if you are using a pillow, so any tightness in the lower back or injury to the, well, if you do have any injuries with your spine, with your lower back, then it's probably best to leave this one out. Otherwise, any tightness in the lower back, then do use a pillow. Place that just underneath the hip area. So with your hip resting on that pillow, and your fingers slightly forward of the shoulders, your legs are turned out, so they're lateral, and you should feel straight away these muscles, so glutes and hamstrings, they switch on straight away. Fingers are slightly forward of the shoulders, and your forehead is just resting on the mat. So as you lie belly down or prone, ensure that you engage your abdominals. So really think of drawing the navel through to your spine to switch on that transverse abdominal muscle, and try to keep the shoulders away from the ears. As you go through the exercise, just be aware of what's happening with the shoulders. Ensure your shoulders don't hike up, okay? So try to keep those shoulders away from the ears. So my fingers are slightly forward of my shoulders, my forehead is on the mat, and my navel is pulled away from the mat. My legs are turned out, so straight away those glutes and hamstrings are switched on. So I'll take you through the 4 breath pattern, and then we'll do the 2 breath pattern, and then we move on to a rock and catch. So with the 4 breath pattern, now imagine there's a marble. You're going to roll the marble along the nape of the neck as you inhale. So you're rolling that marble, rolling that marble, rolling the marble, lifting the head. Now on the exhale, begin to press into the forearms. Think of sliding your shoulders down. Begin to peel the front of the ribs off the mat. So you think of lifting the sternum. You feel the rib cage begin to open. Maintain that abdominal connection. Now only go as far as you can maintain that abdominal connection. So be careful you don't dump into the lower back. Try to keep the shoulders away from the ears. So only go as far as you can keep that shoulder nice and stable. Being careful we don't collapse into the shoulders. You take a breath in to stay. And then on the exhale, you lengthen down. So lowering down. Chest, shoulders, and forehead down. Again, so breathing in, we're rolling that marble along the back of the neck, or brushing your nose along the mat to lift the head. Exhale, begin to press into the forearms. Begin to peel the front of the ribs off the mat. Maintaining that abdominal support, so we don't dump into the lower back. You're pressing up. Again, only as far, so it may mean that you go only here, okay? If you're able to and you have that abdominal strength, you can press even further up, and also be aware that you don't collapse into the shoulders. Take your breath in, and exhale, lengthen down. So lower the chest, the shoulders, and the forehead. Let's do one more. So it's an inhale to roll that marble along the back of the neck, or brush your nose along the mat. Exhale to press into the forearms. Good. Keep engaging the abdominals like you're tightening the strings of a corset or zipping up a tight pair of jeans. Pressing up. Only as far as you can maintain that stability. Good. Take your breath in to stay. And then exhale, we lengthen down. Lower the chest, lower the shoulders, lower the forehead. So now let's try the same thing, but with 2 breaths. So it's 1 long inhale, lead with the head first, and press yourself right up onto the palm of the hands. Again, keeping the shoulders in place, and exhale, lengthening down. Let's do 1 more. So use the inhale to lead with the head, roll the marble, and press yourself right up. Good. So you feel that pubic bone just about pressing into the mat or the pillow if you're using one. And exhale, lengthen yourself right back down onto the mat. So now we move on to the rock and catch. So with a rock and catch, you start with your spine in extension. So you press right up, and hold it there. There's your start position. My abdominals are engaged to support my back and my shoulders are nice and stable. Now as I inhale, I think of reaching backwards and upwards with my legs. So I'm reaching up, 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 up as I lower my chest, really squeezing the glutes and hamstrings. And then as I exhale, I press right up onto the palm of the hands. Again, only as far as I can keep my shoulders stable. Again, use the inhale. So think of diving forward. Maintain that bow shape. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Legs are reaching backwards and upwards. And then exhale, pressing up onto the palm of the hands. Let's try the rock and catch. So on the inhale, as I dive forward, my arms reach forward. My palms are reaching up. And then I exhale, I press myself right back up onto the palm of the hands. Again, use the inhale to dive, reaching the arms forward. And exhale, pressing right back up. Slide the shoulders down. Let's do one more. Inhale, diving forward, reach, reach, reach. And exhale, pressing right back up. Take your breath in to stay. And exhale, we lengthen down. Lower the chest, shoulders, and forehead. Let's just bring the knees together. Push yourself right up onto the knees. And sit right back into a nice little shell stretch. So whenever you extend the spine, we always need to stretch that out with a nice shell stretch. Just allow the shoulders to round forward. Stay where you are. And let's take a few breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathing in and out. So really feel the breath going into the sides and the back of the rib cage. Take a breath in and exhale. Go ahead and roll yourself right back up. All right. So that's it, your swan dive. Hope you had some fun with that. This is our last one until the end of the year. So have a lovely Christmas. Whatever you do, be safe, eat, drink, be merry, and do Pilates. So take care. I'll see you next year.